playing footy and doing some great stuff for the Giants. How do you assess the Giants? They're such an interesting watch to me. Their 3 losses this year have been by a combined 38 points. So they've been competitive in the games, just haven't been able to do it for long enough and get the 4 points on the board. But how do you assess the way that they're going?
Well, look, it's a hard one. I still think they're a really young, developing side. So they're getting games into their youth, which is exciting, and they're able to grow and learn together what their game style is going to look like.
As Melbourne make their way out onto the field, it hasn't been the season that they would have liked last year's finalists. They've been decimated with injury. As you know all about Rubes, they've got a couple of changes to their side tonight. McNamara and Paxman adding to their injury list. But it's an opportunity for pick number 55 in last year's draft, Delaney Madigan. She comes in for her AFL debut today, the 19-year-old, and a former teammate of yours, Sarah Darcy, who started her AFLW career at the Pies, moved to Richmond, joined Casey this year after she got delisted by the Tigers, and now is getting an opportunity at her 3rd club.
Yeah, I love seeing Darcy getting another crack. She's always been such a talented player, and I loved playing with her in those early years. She played in that very first AFLW game alongside me out here on IKON Park, actually, and to see her let go of the Tigers last season, but to now get another crack at AFLW level tonight is so exciting.
And Maeve Chaffett, she's a really great story. She was actually an injury replacement signing back in 2022 for the D's and has really come into her own at the moment, and she put in a really fantastic performance in a big loss against Essendon last week.
Yeah, definitely. She's such a great story, someone who's been through the trials and tribulations and I guess the brutality of AFLW, but in a team that's really struggling this year, and a team that only won the premiership a couple of years ago, which Maeve was a part of. She's someone that stood up, and we know Libby Birch went to North Melbourne and she's All-Australian defender for Melbourne and premiership defender. Maeve has stepped into that Libby Birch role, that intercept defender, that high half back. She's a good ball user, and she's been really crucial for that back line holding up.
So the Demons, as we mentioned, they've lost 4 in a row by an average of 34 points. So a big opportunity tonight to get back on the winners list and give them some confidence heading into the second half of the year. Let's get straight into the Melbourne camp because Bryony Dawson is downstairs with Melbourne coach Mick Stenell.
I am with Mick. Mate, beautiful night for footy tonight, but the D's, like a couple other teams, have been really whacked with the old injury stick, mate. What's been your approach to keeping the team morale and the belief up amongst the players this season?
Yeah, I think during the week it's been really positive around the club, and then game day last couple of weeks we've probably just tensed up a little bit too much, and then we haven't had any flow with our ball movement, and players are a bit overstressed, and yeah, we've got a lot of new players out there, so it's not having an expectation of what the game should look like based on previous experiences, but rather settling in and enjoy the chaos a little bit more and start to create some new connections on field and just play what's in front of us. So I think the team's in a good headspace tonight, so looking forward to them just playing what's in front of them.
Well, enjoy the chaos tonight, mate. Good luck.
Thanks, Brian. Cheers.
Thanks to Bryony and Mick downstairs. A huge clash ahead of us tonight. It's AFLW Week 6. It's midweek footy. These two sides hoping for a first win since round 1. It's Melbourne taking on the Giants, and we have the opening bounce coming up next.
And welcome in everybody. Joel, g'day. How you going? It's game day again. Of course, we've got the match here. Interesting match between the Melbourne Demons and the GWS Giants. Both teams this year, AFLW football action, both teams are struggling on the ladder. If we just have a little bit of a look at the ladder, where they sit at the moment. Of course, Melbourne sitting down there in the 16th position, played 5 games. They've won 1, lost 4. Their percentage, well, let's just say, it's an horrendous 47.9. They definitely need a win here, and they can jump up into 13th spot above Carlton. The GWS Giants, however, they're sitting in 14th position. They're only just a little bit better. 5 games they've played. They've only won 1. They've lost 3, and they've drew on the other, sitting on 6 points with a reasonably good percentage. Yo, Ryan, how you going, Squire? The difference is if the Giants win, they can leapfrog all the way up to 10th above Port Adelaide. So it's a big game for the Giants, probably more so than Melbourne. With Melbourne's low percentage, I think they're really going to struggle in the back half of this season, where the Giants still got a little bit of a glimmer of hope, even though they've just had 1 win and a draw. They need to have a win tonight, and a big win at that. All right, let's have a little bit of a look at the lineups. And of course, for Melbourne coming in, Madigan and Darcy coming in, McNamara and Paxman going out. A couple of big going outs there. Colvin Gillard of the full-backs. Goldrich, Chaplin, Taylor of the half-backs. The centres, Lappard, Hoare, Johnson. The half-forwards are Gall, Mitten, Pisano. The forwards, Bannon, Campbell. The followers, Watt, Hanks and Heath. For the Giants, Gaffney coming in. Newman going out tonight. The full-backs, Randall and Smith. Half-backs, Ransom, Huntington. Oh my God. Peas, centres. There we go. Shorge, Eva and Broslandale. The half-forwards, Evans, Garnett, Zrecki. The forwards, Goldsworthy, Mowbray. And, of course, the followers are O'Dowd, Beeson, Parker. All right, we've got that out of the way. My goodness. We are just under 2 minutes away from the bounce of the ball for the opening quarter here. Of course, this game is being brought to you from IKON Park here in Melbourne. It's a beautiful, beautiful night. I tell you what, it was a balmy day of about 24 degrees Celsius. It's probably still at around about 18 or 19 degrees. Absolutely one of those days out of the box, folks. Just a little breeze, not much, I wouldn't think, which would hinder either side going either way, but we'll soon find out when they start playing. So we're only about a minute away from the opening bounce of the first quarter. I hope everyone's had a great Thursday there. Of course, the weekend's coming up not too far away. Tomorrow we do have another game, of course, on tomorrow. And, of course, that is 7:45 p.m. Melbourne time. We've got the big game, Adelaide taking on St Kilda tomorrow night. And then we've got an action-packed Saturday. 4 games of AFLW. Should be absolutely fantastic. So make no mistake, folks. Plenty of footy coming your way still. All women's football action. And it's good to see the girls out there on the park having a good time. This is around about their 8th season or 9th season in the Football League. So it was well overdue. And the girls are certainly starting to find their own form. All right, folks, we're going to take you down to the ground because we're just about ready for the bounce of the ball to the opening quarter, where Melbourne take on GWS Giants.
Raising money for a Breast Cancer Network Australia. You've got the QR code there on the screen if you would like to donate. But it is a beautiful night for footy here at IKON Park. It is a lazy 20 degrees. The fans are up and about behind me and the players. Rubes, Webby, I reckon you two were probably out sunbaking today. The weather was so good. There is not a bit of wind at all. Perfect conditions for a great game of footy.
Don't you worry, Bryony. I've got the pipes out in the box right now. Webby and Ben definitely have theirs not out, but it is absolutely beautiful tonight.
We'll leave that one to the experts, I think, Ben.
Welcome to IKON Park, Thursday night footy, an absolute cracking night for it. The Demons and the Giants going head-to-head. Both of these two teams desperate for their first win since round 1. It is the 7th time that these two teams have met in AFLW history. The D's have won the past 5 games straight between the two outfits, and Melbourne will get the clearance up towards half-forward here. Hanks involved. Look at her pounce on the ball. So quick and clean. Umpire has put out a free kick. He's going to be coming back, though, to the Giants. And Parker, the young star, can repel. Speaking of young stars, linking up with Sirhoy, who's had such an impressive debut campaign. One-on-one up the field here. D's have plenty of numbers at ground level. Mowbray arrives, clean pickup, got the hand pass through to Brasendale, and then Beeson kicks inside 50. Promising build up here for the Giants. Goldrick under the pump, as is Goldsworthy. Try to handle him more towards Eva, but the D's through Goldrick can look to rebound. They'll put under the pump down back, and they move the ball towards the wing.
Contest to be won on the wing. Huntington with the fist to Randall, caught by Campbell. Umpire calls play on. Gall had a play at it and is held to her, and we'll have a stoppage on the win. High intensity stuff in their opening couple of minutes, Roots.
It is. It's a hot 2 minutes, which will happen with these two teams. We know GWS like to move the ball with their hands, so that really invites the pressure from Melbourne.
O'Dowd and Ruck. Gives it off to Beeson, links up with Pease. The Giants move it forward once again to half forward. And the fist came from Colvin. But it's picked up by Zrika. Sends the Giants back inside forward 50 over the head of Eva. Has to get around Goldrick. Centers the kick. Just didn't quite have the carry. And the D's can exit defence. Paul has some work to do. A couple of Giants applying the pressure, searching for support by hand. Goes on board, Sirhoy picks up the footy and is wrapped up by Johnson.
Giants just beating Melbourne to the ground ball at the moment. Once that ball surpasses the original stoppage, they make sure they get numbers there and running in numbers to be able to extract it.
Teams have been so disrupted throughout this season through injury. That comes after so many list changes as well. This powerhouse AFLW club. Evans appealing for insufficient intent. It'll be deemed a boundary throw-in. Terrific night, and Melbourne's in the north. The footy festival in the AFLW continues. O'Dowd doing the ruck. What an impression she has made since arriving at the Giants. She was in front there against Wass. There's a ruck infringement. It's going to be coming back to Wass.
That's got her work cut out for her today. You just spoke about O'Dowd, how impressive she's been here. She has been the athletic Irish.
Big fly over the top. Beeson very clean at ground level. Smith trying to run onto it. Going against her former side tonight. Holding free kick coming back to Melbourne. So Mithen can build from the wing here. Still yet to score.
Pokes the kick to half forward, Gall. Numbers starting to get back inside 40-50. Bombs it to a pack off hands. And over the top is Pisano. And we've got a stoppage inside forward 50 is Beth Beeson. Gets to her feet, the new captain for GWS this year. O'Dowd and Watt in ruck. Beeson, quick kick out of congestion into the middle of the ground. Mowbray tried to run onto it, just couldn't take it with her. Goldrick goes in. Eva comes crashing in as well. I'm going to have a stoppage in the middle of the ground. Oh no, it's going to be a free kick. In fact, going Melbourne's way to Goldrick. She pumps it long to a contest at half forward. Mithen. Quick kick into forward 50, a chance for Bannon against Randall. We know she's got some jets on her, and she's got some skill. That is an outstanding finish from the pocket.
How about that?
On our Chemist Warehouse goal replay, that's just the second goal of 2024 to Alyssa Bannon-Rubes, and wasn't it a beauty?
Well, Pippa Randall it is on her tail, and you just cannot give Alyssa Bannon an inch. We know she is the speedster of the competition. We've seen her put on her skates so many times before that's ended up in a goal, but this one here, it was just a beautiful finish. Well done, Lily Mithen, to get it out of the space, but how's that snap? What a finish.
Usually a goal sneak for several seasons, Alyssa Bannon. But Alyssa Bannon, with her first disposal, she kicks Melbourne's first goal of the game. And scoring has been hard to come by, Ruby, for the D's this season. So we have a look at some of their numbers and how they've dipped in certain areas. That is the perfect start and gives them so much confidence in the first couple of minutes.
Well, a lot of it comes with the way the ball's been moved inside, and it's something they really struggled with against Essendon as well, was their movement into the forward half.
Parker just got boot to ball, so the Giants moved the ball forward. Taylor ran onto it but gave it up. Beeson kicks inside 50. Garnett at the back wants the kind bounce. In front, Goldsworthy bounced off her opponent, snapped and kicked towards goal. It's just stopped to the right. Goldsworthy teasing us early at IKON Park.
Geez, she's dangerous, isn't she? She's just such a smart forward, and you always feel like she could throw it on the boot from anywhere, and it is a chance of getting in. I'm feeling a big night from her tonight.
Big run and jump. Mithen. Fitzsimon to Hanks. Whistle on play. Free kick advantage. So Hanks can kick it into the middle for Kate Hall. There's not a lot up ahead of her. Bannon's racing hard back towards half forward. The kick will go in her direction. Now back with the flight. Izzy Huntington. Superb. She's equal first in the competition for marks this year, as we touched on in the pre-game. And also number 5 in contested marks. And this was a beauty. Pokes it short for Bradfield. Second game of season 2024, the former Sun in new club colours this year. Long kick to half forward. The back Goldrick couldn't complete the mark. Trying to emerge with it is Hill. Eventually it comes out into space. Hanks attacked it hard, but has Zurika right there with it.
And then Zurika thought about going in hard at the ball there, but just held back and applied the tackle and was able to force the stoppage. Played it quite well in the end. Beeson with another clearance, been busy early. Zurika and Pease. That's a lovely kick to the advantage of Garnett, who gets and goes. And Parker is streaming forward inside 50, has Fitzsimon for company. Parker trying to win it back, did win it back, but can't escape the grasp of Lampard. Ball spills free. Goldchick's been busy early, lucky to get a boot to ball here. Zurika working back with Beeson. Hand pass to Mowbray. Eyes light up. Kick towards the teeth of goal. Through the legs of Goldsworthy. Garnett off the ground. Tries to dribble it through. It's through for another minor score. So the Giants' two main forward threats in Garnett and Goldsworthy with an early scoring shot for both of them.
GWS just chipping away at the moment. We spoke about Rebecca Beeson, 7th disposal in the first 5 minutes.
Campbell in from the side. Hanks, beautiful read of the play, spears it into the middle. There's a leap from Tyler Hanks. And the run kept coming from Colvin, bangs it long. Now it's a foot race inside forward 50. Brasendale, went without it. Bannon's lurking. Brasendale goes to ground, was legged or pushed. And it'll be a free kick to GWS.
She feels that Brasendale there.
It is a nervous place to be, running one out with Alyssa Bannon chasing you.
Giants get away with one, although Zurika tucked up in the pocket, just gets boot to ball. And Hanks has looked ominous when she's had the footy early. To Hoare, lovely kick to Passado. But he touched too far out to score. D's linking up nicely, kick inboard was chopped off by Parker. And their 4 games against Melbourne has averaged for 22 disposals. It's a good record against the D's. Lampard can intercept, tried to bring Hoare into the game. It's Ransom for company. Ball spills here to Goldrick. Boots it forward. Contest here. Ball spills to the ground now. Smith trying to work it out. Handles it over the top to Brasendale. Not a lot to kick forward in terms of free Giants players. Intercepted nicely here by Madigan. So the debutant goes inboard. It's a dangerous kick and it might prove costly. Goldsworthy grabs it in the centre square.
Nervous first kick from the first gamer. Great to see the pick number 55 in last year's draft get an opportunity tonight, and it's a 50-metre penalty here going the way of Goldsworthy, and it might put her within scoring range.
We spoke about nervous first kick from the first gamer, Madigan, but I don't mind that. The thought to go inward and try to set up a teammate, it shows bravery by the first gamer.
Zali Goldsworthy looking to pass it off, direct it into the pocket, over the head of Eva. The back is Doyle, but Gillard. We'll be happy to see this over the line.
Really good matchup between Alicia Eva and Sinead Goldrick. I think we're going to see across this game. They've had a pretty tight lock on each other and a few hard tackles early on, a couple of speedsters going head-to-head.
50-metre penalty might be for just encroaching on the mark, so there's a chance inside forward 50 here for the Giants. Davis in ruck, arms it down, Hoare, quick kick, goes back in again. He's taken a ground. I let it play on a bit. Heath, Lampard, couldn't get a kick away. Picked up by Davis. We'll get it back here. Found some space where there wasn't much. And hacks it towards goal, and it's away to the left. So a few opportunities gone begging for the Giants.
They're looking really good, though. They're finding that spare around the stoppage. They're happy to keep flicking their hands around. The D's are committing 2 to the person with the ball, which is allowing a spare outside of that stoppage. So I really like how they're using the ball and bringing their teammates into it.
3 scores for 5 inside 50s for the Giants. D's defence under siege. High kick towards the wing. Huntington in front, able to bring it to the turf. Parker hard inside, won it first and forces the ball in the neutral area here. 6 playing 3. Parker was there, but Hoare able to emerge from the stoppage, and Mithen goes over the top to Darcy. D's looking dangerous when they move the ball at speed. Kick into the arc, in front, almost mark there to the D's. Comes back to Wotherspoon, had to get rid of it, didn't get rid of it, and is caught holding the ball. And the Giants can build again from their defensive 50.
had Shelley Heath goal side then as well. All they had to do was chip it over the top to Heath and they probably would have had a goal.
Randall kicks to the outer side, in for Evans. D's have the numbers. Mithen. And William ball straight to Zrika, but she was held, so Mithen's going to get a free kick.
This is where Melbourne just need to show a bit of composure.
Just like that.
Exactly right. It's this kick going inside 50 next that has been letting them down. They need to find a mark inside 30.
So what can Heath do? It's a wobbly kick off the boot. And Wotherspoon, Rowe sends it towards goal and it's away to the right.
Good front and centre there from Wotherspoon. I don't mind that. If it is going to be a mongrel kick inside 50, you want to make sure you have representation at the front of the contest, and that's exactly what she gave this just then.
It was a day to forget. Last week against Essendon for Melbourne, Wotherspoon was Melbourne's sole goal kicker. Hall has a little bit of space to work with here. Retreats via hand. Goal back to Mithen. Kick inside 50 was pinpoint. Hoping for goal, didn't quite get there in the end. And now Grierson put her teammate under the pump. Spills here to Darcy, wants her left side, instead goes via hand to Campbell, kicks it high. Good luck marking that cleanly. Almost goal did. Hanks is there with Wotherspoon. Wotherspoon applying the tackle, forces a forward 50 stoppage with just under 5 minutes remaining. Oh, is there a free kick? There is. So Wotherspoon is going to be rewarded. Will she have the journey?
She doesn't look confident. The eyes are darting. Looks like she's looking for a teammate.
Got a lot of leads providing, so she's just going to go to the teeth of goal, right to the top of the goal square. Coming away with it is Gaffney. Kick was well placed. O'Dowd caught in a brilliant tackle in the end by Heath, and Heath is going to be rewarded. Plays on quickly. Hanks is a thumping and normally accurate kick. And the MP brings it away. The Giants tucked up in the pocket, they clear their defensive 50.
Gaffney to a contest, reading it best as Rewat. She can send Melbourne back into attack. Less than 4 to play in the opening term. They keep the only goal of this first quarter. Watt to a dangerous position, but Huntington again takes another great mark. She almost got herself into a bother there. Keep looking for Grazendale through her fingertips, opens the door for Darcy. Melbourne trying to link up inside forward 50. Here's a chance for Goldrick. Needs to find a boot. The outside of the right is missing near side.
Just thought she had a little more time than she did, Sinead Goldrick, but I don't mind that. The defender sneaking forward, and they're able to because they're so well set up in defence.
Yeah, great year, Sinead Goldrick, averaging this career-high 17 disposals. The Giants in the kick-in, though, have been able to find some space out towards the wing. Parker has Garnett over the top. Giants have numbers streaming forward to 2-on-1 here. All had to be marked cleanly by O'Dowd. Well played though by Watt. Allowed Gillard to come in and pick it up cleanly. Hanks, Johnson, clean hands there. The D's moving along the boundary line. And Pisano has ample speed and excitement. It can go to a fellow player who has ample speed and excitement. Ball sits for Bannon. She fumbled at the wrong time, spent it before she had it. Went back to Pisano, outside of the left boot, curls back superbly. There is a young rising AFLW star.
How about that? Alicia Pisano, the confidence to just run and carry, take a bounce, beautifully chipped it over to Alyssa Bannon. Bannon, unfortunately, unable to be clean in that moment, but it doesn't matter because she picked it up, got it back to Pisano, and that finish was just beautiful. She had someone over the top she could have handball to, but the space was closed down too quickly, and how is that for a check side? We had the perfect view of it then, didn't we?
This is our Medibank mind-blowing moment. Have a look at this from Alyssa Pisano. An outstanding goal from the pocket. We've seen 2 pretty amazing goals from the Melbourne Demons in this opening quarter. Alyssa Bannon got us underway in the opening few minutes from the opposite pocket, and whatever Alyssa Bannon can do, Alyssa Pisano said, I can do that better. Back in the middle we go. Heath and Hanks applying the pressure against Sir Hoy, who was taken high. Week 3 Rising Star nominee is the young 19-year-old who sends GWS inside forward 50. Evans hands to it, couldn't complete the mark. Parker trying to feed it out. Nice pick up from Brasendale, who sends it to a dangerous position. Garnett is there. Goldsworthy, and the ball ricochets over the line, and it's out of play.
Just looks like the D's are playing a bit more of their footy that we're used to seeing the D's play. That over-the-back run and really attack. They're so dangerous when they get goal side. It's really good to see them up and about early in this quarter.
GWS won pretty much every statistical category last week against West Coast, but lost by 24 points. The inside 50s is one that they'll want to capitalise on tonight as Goldsworthy applying a tackle, ball spills loose. Goldrick tacks it hard. The D's can emerge out of defence. Front of the interchange gates. Gall can collect and poke it down the line. Randall with the fist. He's out of play.
It's important to note the D's this season averaging 25 points per game. They're almost halfway there in the first quarter, so you do feel that things are just connecting a little better than they have this season already in this game.
The transition for the back half Rubes looks pretty on point early.
Absolutely. And I think it's coming from their good ball users. Tyler Hanks, Kate Hall, they're up around the footy because they have to be through injuries and they're making the most of it.
Clearance here for Watt. Dribbles it inside 50. The Giants' defence been a little vulnerable thus far. Grierson brought down. Jazz Grierson was part of the first ever game between Melbourne and the Giants back in 2017. Had the opposite jumper on to the one that she's wearing tonight, though. Beautifully crumbed by Kate Hall. Round the body. Just off to the left.
Well, Kate Hall has seen a lot more time in the midfield through all these injuries, as we just mentioned, but that is what she is good at, crumbing the ball in the forward line and finding the goals.
Randall from the kick in to space, so Dowds can run onto it. Looping handball over the top. Evans can collect. Brasendale applies the Shepherd. Nice kick up towards Eva. Promising build up here from the Giants. Kicks it into the path of Goldsworthy. She's got it 49 metres out. Wanting someone to come at her. Now pokes it into the path of Garnett, who's marked.
She's just so calm, Zali Goldsworthy. For a player who's only in her second year, the ability to just calm it down on the top of the 50, not plays away, say, girls, someone lead up at me, which is allowing this set shot on goal from Garnett.
She's kicked goals in 3 of her games so far this year. Garnett wants to give it off on this occasion to Goldsworthy in the pocket.
And I dare say that's exactly why she was saying, girls, lead up at me, because I want to get a sniff even closer to the goals. That's the genius she is as just a young player. Looks like she's going to have a cheeky little snap.
This young gun can do absolutely anything. Zali Goldsworthy from the pocket. On the siren and has missed near side. So that'll do us to quarter time. Entertaining first quarter of footy. Melbourne with the only 2 goals, a couple of rippers as well. They lead GWS by 11 points, 2-3-15. Plays the Giants 4 behind at quarter time.
All right, quarter time here, folks, at IKON Park, and it's Melbourne leading the way 2-3-15 to the GWS Giants. 4 behinds, 4 points. It's good to see in this game there's plenty of space there. Girls are finding the space, finding their targets, running the wings quite nicely, and both teams look pretty good actually going inside 50. Melbourne, however, have made the most of their opportunities. 2 goals 3 to no goals 4. Wasn't too bad, wasn't too far away from a goal of Giants on the siren with that banana kick around the corner, but just faded left and, just went through for behind. Bianca, how you going? Welcome in. Good to see you. Merry Christmas. Well, not too far away. All right, let's go and have a look at the stats. Kate Hall there tops the table for Melbourne. She got 10 possessions, 4 kicks, 6 handballs, 1 mark. The best for the Giants, of course, is Rebecca Beeson. She's been buzzing all around the ground with her 7 disposals. There we go. Was that a good joke? I don't know. Alice Parker there with 5. Zali Goldsworthy also with 5. Sarah Diassi with 4 for Melbourne. All right, let's just roll down here. But I do like the way this game is being played. It's a It's a nice open game. There's good pressure going on inside the forward 50 for both teams. But, you know, even that being said, both teams have created their opportunities, created space. It's good to see a few lead-ups. They're hitting their targets reasonably well. Shots on goal. We've only got 2 goal scorers for the game, and of course that is for Melbourne. Elisa Pisano and Alicia, Bannon. There we go. Sentinel, both 1 goal each. And of course, the last 5 times these teams have met, Melbourne have been victorious in those games. Just have a look at the disposal count. Pretty even, 69-60. Kicks and handballs, not much difference. Inside 50s, both getting their chances. As was stated, 10-7, Melbourne by 3 there. Disposal efficiency, both going pretty good rate there. Pretty impressed with that, 68%. And efficiency inside 50, not too bad, at 50 and 57. Free kicks, 7-4. 3 extra to Melbourne, but they're playing pretty clean footy here tonight. Hitouts, Melbourne winning, but it's the Giants in the clearance section. A centre clearance, 2 zip, and 1 extra in the clearance. Stoppage clearances, Melbourne. Contested possessions, Melbourne just getting in there a little bit harder at the ball. Uncontested, both teams. Plenty of possession, controlling the ball pretty well there, as you can see. Time in possession for the match, 41 and 45%, both reasonably high percentages for both teams. Giants only 5 marks ahead. We'll see how that goes for the remainder of the match. Marks inside 50. Well, there you go. The Giants found their target 3 times. And, of course, 2 of those was very late within the last 30 seconds of the first quarter, or else it would have been 1 apiece. So both doing a good job there. Let's just quickly roll down to the tackles. 17 apiece. Excellent work, girls. Excellent work. Tackles inside 50. They're hungry Melbourne, 7-3 for the Giants. All right, let me just switch this back here because we are about to head back down to the ground. This will be starting in just a moment. Who's going to win? Don't forget to vote who you think's going to win. Will it be Melbourne? Will it be Giants? Both teams are playing pretty well, but just remember this. The last 5 times they've met, Melbourne have won. All right, let's head back down to the ground for the second quarter, where it's Melbourne leading by 11 points.
Action. Seen plenty of highlights across the first quarter, and none better than Alicia Pisano. Kate Hore said pre-season that she would turn heads. Well, there is a head-turning moment in the first quarter, and she's helped her team get an 11-point lead at the first change. Ben Mortimer with you, alongside Jess Webster and the dual All-Australian Ruby Slicer. Rubes, a really impressive and confidence-building start for the D's, especially considering their scoring woes throughout 2024 so far.
Absolutely, and led by their skipper, Kate Hore, as well. She had the 10 disposals in that quarter, 3 clearances, had a shot on goal, just the behind, unfortunately, and 2 score involvements. So she's been incredible. Pisano on the screen there, what a youngster. We just saw her goal there, how important she is. We see what they're averaging per game, 25.2 points. They're over halfway there already, and it's all coming from the way they're moving the ball inside. We've seen the slow play. They're not able to quite make it work. It's actually on the fast play and the rebound that's been working for them.
D's assistant coach Ben Brown is with Bridie Dawson.
Benny, you've got to be happy with that first quarter, mate.
Absolutely. After last week, our contest was down, not a lot went right for us. So I think just to get back to the basics, winning the ball at the source, getting it forward, and then our pressure forward the ball was great too.
Yeah, well, that's what Mick said at quarter time. He was really happy with the pressure, but he wants to lock it in that forward 50 with some deeper entries.
Yeah, he does, and I think our key forwards, Georgia Goal was fantastic that quarter, bringing the ball to the front, which is what we want. So we can get our smalls like Alicia Pisano and Riley Waterspoon into the game, which we did in that first quarter.
You got to love it when Bannon's up and about, though. She's so exciting, isn't she?
Absolutely, we love Banno when she's up and about, and we've got her out the back there, and hopefully she can get onto a couple more as well.
Awesome, good luck, mate.
Thanks, mate.
I'm sure the D's love it when Kate Hore is up and about, wins the clearance inside 50 to Heathen, was run down and dispossessed, and a free kick to the Giants in their back 50. That was lightning quick out of the middle. Brasendale, keep looking for Evans, had to make a contest from behind, it spills away. Pease was taken down and holding the ball. Hanks swoops, sends it to full forward for the D's, and Bannon's marked.
It was a great mark by Alyssa Bannon. She had Pepper Randall right on her and just stretched the arms out, used her body well, protected the space in front of her, and it was just beautifully executed. It's definitely within her range, but, I mean, how good is Tyler Hanks? That lace-out kick, I think she's the best kick in the league. She is absolutely incredible.
Got us underway with a beautiful snap from the pocket in the opening quarter. What can she do on the set shot? Alyssa Bannon is coming back beautifully, and the D's have 3.
It's well done by the D's, a fast start. Again, we spoke about Kate Hoare just after the quarter-time break and the fast start she's had, and it was her tackle. So the first clearance, the follow-up for the clearance, and then the tackle that created the turnover is a pretty decent effort, and it's those sort of efforts from your skipper that absolutely lift teams and get you these kind of opportunities on goal. But a beautiful finish by Alyssa Bannon.
So Alyssa Bannon kicks her second goal of the night. Came into this game with just the 1 goal so far in 2024. As the D's take an early 17-point advantage, and the Giants have got a few issues to deal with. They're struggling to deal with the Melbourne pressure at the moment. Pease tries to break that via hand and linking up with a teammate, and a kick towards half forward. Evans had the sit, couldn't quite take the mark. There's a hand pass over the top towards Goldsworthy, but great pressure applied there from Chaplin. No free kick. Brasendale handballs it inside 50. Parker runs onto it, running out of teammates behind though. Beeson puts it to the advantage of Mowbray, thumped away from her by Colvin. Eva runs onto it. Goldrick can rebound. Well played by the D's. They are playing some of their best footy of 2024 so far.
Niven has it at half-back. Will wind up and kick it long to a pack from the side almost. Campbell. Hanks comes crashing in. Gets up the back to Smith. A high kick down the corridor off Hanso, down onto it. Just got the handball away to Goldrick, a fellow Irish woman. Collects, is tackled, and we'll have a stoppage on the outer side. Melbourne by 11 at quarter time. Going to kick the first goal of the second quarter here. Searching for their first win since round 1. Beeson was held, and she'll get a free kick. Chip it in board to Claire Ransom. So a patient build-up here for GWS. Spears it into the arc, and Evans takes a lovely grab. Wants to move it quickly to full forward in the Goldsworthy direction. Tried to nudge her opponent out of the way. Did so illegally, and it's a free kick to the D's.
I'm not sure. Well, it didn't look illegal from here. It looks like she was sort of protecting her space in the side even, but I mean, she's a pretty clever forward, Ali Goldsworthy. Even if it wasn't the back, she disguises it pretty well, but didn't get away with it that time.
Chaplin brings it towards the back flank. Giants just had a little bit of territory dominance in the past few minutes. Desperately need the next goal. Pease explodes away from congestion. Huntington wants the left side. Little handball further afield. Worked out okay in the end. Evans handballs to Beeson. Pretty reliable shot at goal. Doesn't have the legs though. It was wide of Goldsworthy. And again, the D's can breathe a sigh of relief on the defensive goal line. Chaplin with the intercept mark. Goes towards a big pack. Watt the tallest. Fell out wide though. Mithen took on the tackler. Back to Hanks. So composed. So strong. That kicking on display again. Nice sidestep though from Bradfield. Handballs to Parker. To Pease. Decides to hack it forward. But the D's are so well set up behind the ball at the moment and can repel once again.
Taylor. Bomb it long. Oh, Kat Smith. Almost marked. She got it. It's a push out, in fact, so Campbell will take the free for the D's. Quick to hand it off to Mithen. Spears it to half forward. Over the head of Banninsreek, out the back. Kicks out wide. Giants have a 2-on-1 here. They need to work it out. Doing really well is Johnson. Beat them both. Gave it off to Kate Hoare. Delivery to half forward. Bouncing in front of Lampard, loops it over the top to Mithen, just gets the kick away. A chance for Bannon. Close to the line, and Zrika doesn't want to concede, gives it off to Beeson. Now to Eva, a long way from home.
Well done, Pepper Randall, just to get a hand to it on the last line of defence against this Alyssa Bannon then.
Neat kick to Garnett, who flares it out wide to Mowbray.
11.5 left to play in the second. The Giants still searching for their first goal. Just looks so much more dangerous when, at the moment, Ruby, the D's go inside 50 compared to what the Giants go inside 50.
Absolutely, and the last time the Giants were inside 50, they had a good little link-up play with the hands. It ended up in a Beeson snap on goal, which didn't make the distance, but they actually moved the ball really well. But the D's, they're going direct. They're not needing a lot of possessions inside forward 50 to create a shot on goal, and that's creating the difference at the moment.
So free kick comes to fruition there. Parker with another hard ball. Bradfield applying the pressure. Both teams looking for their first win since round one. The Giants able to conjure a draw against Gold Coast in round 3. So they have half a game on Melbourne. Hall, clearance number 5 was a beauty. And the snap from Heath to the top of the goal square is intercepted on the last line by Brasendale.
Again, how's that crumb from Hall? Forward 50 stoppage, she's just licking her lips.
Evans chips it high, well weighted, perfectly weighted in the end. And Smith can set up the Giants.
Spears it down the line in the Mowbray direction. Can mark and take off. Keep looking for Beeson, who gave away a free kick for a chop of the arms against Taylor. Pokes it short. Darcy in a club debut for the D's. Can wind up and bomb it inside attack. Bannon made a big contest. Has taken out a couple of Giants. His spills to Fitzsimon. Over the top to Hanks. Did the unselfish thing. Gave it off to Lampard, who could run into an open goal.
Well, let's have a look at this contest here. We see a couple players down. There was a big fly. Izzy Huntington, one of them, which doesn't surprise me. She's always flying at the footy. And it's all fair, all eyes for the ball. And well done, Izzy Huntington, to go back with the flight there with a big Alyssa Bannon knee coming the other way. But, good contest, knee to the ribs. But then well done for the D's to follow up and Tyler Hanks to set up her teammate for the goal.
Lampard, last time the two sides met, kicked 2 goals and had the 22 touches. And we just saw Alyssa Bannon crash the pack. She's coming to the bench as well as a bloody nose as a result. But I think rightly gets a pat in the back for a mixed knee, because not only can she get you on the ground, Ruby, but she can also compete like that in the air.
Absolutely. She's such a hard matchup. She has the height, she has the speed, she has the aerial prowess. So Pepper Randall has such a big job on her at the moment, and I guess GWS wouldn't want to move Pepper Randall off. You don't want to have to put Izzy Huntington on her, because you want to use Izzy's strengths as well, which is that intercept mark and coming off her player. You cannot do that if you're playing on Alyssa Bannon.
Bronny Dawson downstairs.
Oh God, that was horrific hearing that on the sidelines, guys. That was a really loud clash. Alyssa Bannon just currently sitting on the bench with a big old rag on her nose, and I reckon they're just checking her out to see what the damage is there.
Thanks, Bronny. D's will be hoping to get her back out there when she's right to go as soon as possible. She is on screen. 23-point lead for Melbourne. She's played clearly her best game of the season to date. Inside 50 go Melbourne. Giants. Defence again under siege. Forward 50 stoppage here for the D's to work with. Hall looking for another clearance. Davis did well though at ground level. Back to Hall. Looking ominous. Short kick, only went as far as Zrika, but Melbourne can have another look. A ball up inside their forward arc with 8.5 to play. Watch for Kate Hall, who's been streaming through. Almost ran onto it. Campbell does the follow-up work at ground level. Fitzsimon was in there. Bradfield emerges, and Goldsworthy makes it somebody else's problem in the middle of the ground. Bounce important. Bodies go everywhere. D's have numbers. Well played, Gillard. Got back to her feet. Couldn't find a teammate though in Goldrick, and Evans is happy to hold it up in the middle of IKON Park.
The Giants at the moment just struggling to create any run. They love a handball receive game and using their hands. We see the stats there. They're number 2 in the league for handballs and number 1 for handball receives. But currently, they just have the 30 handball receives in Melbourne 29. So once they can get that part of their game going, I think they're going to be able to generate a few more inside 50s than they are at the moment.
Beeson penalised for a throw, Tyler Hanks. With a free kick in the centre of IKON Park. A blistering start to the D's. Hanks bombs it to half forward. Heath had a play out of Darcy. He's coughed it up. Ransom trying to find a teammate. Bradfield has coughed it up. Kate Hort. A throw. Advantage is paid. Hort casually gives it off to Miven. Pokes it into the pocket. Had too much on it. It bounces out of play.
You could hear her yell at herself then, "Oh, Lily!" She actually heard her out on the field. So not happy with herself for that one, Lily Mithen. And rightfully so. She's generally a pretty good kick. So it's got a high standard of herself.
We get a forward 50 stoppage here. So Watt and O'Dowd and ruck. O'Dowd breaks the tackle. Gives it off to Goldsworthy. Kick out wide, the fist came from Colvin, kills it towards the boundary line, stays in play. Sirhoy, handball looking for Goldsworthy, but it's chopped off by Chaplin. He gives it to Fitzsimon, another forward 50 thrust here for the D's, into the pocket for Darcy, who's tackled over the line by Smith, and we'll have it tossed back in.
GWS's defenders doing really well to hold up here. I know there's been a couple goals in this quarter, but they are holding up well under a lot of pressure at the moment.
Spun back in, pressure on the Giants on ball brigade here. Heath ran through, taken by Ransom. Flicked the hand pass out wide. Sirhoy brought down in an authoritative tackle by Fitzsimon. Ball up, the results.
Sirhoy making Fitzsimon just earn a little bit more, but I mean GWS's defenders, they are under a lot of pressure. 10 inside 50s for Melbourne this quarter.
Ball spills free. Up the chimney it goes. D's handball the ball further afield. Darcy gets back onto our left side as 4 Giants around her. Get it back in the end, and now the Giants will move the ball out. Big fierce tackle there by Brodie Mowbray. We head downstairs to Bryony Dawson.
Up to get back on, guys. She's got a cut on the top of her nose. They've just put a small bandage on top of that. She's managed to stop the nose from bleeding, so she'll be back out there as soon as she can.
Thanks very much. It's Alyssa Bannon about to come back on for the D's, whereas the Giants have a free kick downstairs. Let's go down to Alicia Eva, who's been good enough to join us. Alicia, the D's have really brought the heat tonight, haven't they?
Yeah, they really have, guys, and they're just getting first to the footy at the moment, and because of that we're giving away some silly free kicks, so that's what happens. We've got to be first to the ball and start winning some free kicks our way and just be a little bit more disciplined. We know when we get the ball out of space, we look dangerous, and we've just got to convert when we get the chance.
Eva, we know you guys love to use a handball game. You're struggling to get that going. How do you create that?
Yeah, the D's pressure's been really good, so we just need to, if we've got a short option on, we can use that, but we've got really strong targets ahead of the ball, so if we've got 1v1s ahead of the ball, we just need to get it in. Like I said, when it's in space, we look dangerous, so yeah, we can't overuse it.
Here's an opportunity inside 50 for you, Alicia. We'll let you go, and thanks for your time.
Cheers, guys, thanks.
So a free kick going the way of the D's to Heath out there. Looked a little bit proppy, but all appears to be okay, but Giants under a lot of pressure at the moment, still searching for their first goal. Kick out wide, Hanks was brought to ground. Plenty of numbers around this footy, and it'll be locked up.
Kate Hall's gone to the bench, but just a lazy 16 disposals with 4 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Pretty handy first half of footy by the skipper.
Well, last time they played, it was a 77-point win to Melbourne at Monaco Oval. Kate Hall, 23 disposals and 5 goals. So hasn't hit the scoreboard yet, but she is looking ominous out there at the moment. D's work it down the outer side to a free kick. Off hands, Brasendale swoops over to Parker. Handball over the head of Zrika. Ree Watts is bumped off it by Zrika, then dives on top of her. And the umpire says, I will have it.
Zrika's using her body really well. There's been a few big moments, a few big defensive acts. She might not be getting a lot of the footy, but it's actually what she's doing around the football, the tackles and the bumps that are creating stoppages and repeat efforts.
Ripped away there by Watt. Zerhoy looked like she was about to give the Giants an inside 50. Instead, it's in the middle of the ground. Pease one-on-one here with Wotherspoon. Pease desperately trying to win it. Wotherspoon, relentless, locks the ball up for the ball up. Just under 3 minutes remaining. Giants still looking for their first goal. Parker rose the tap well. And ball spills free hit of Bradfield. He kicks it long inside 50, but again the D's so well set up behind the ball. Chaplin's played a great game today, and she intercepts. And numbers here with Melbourne on the outer side. Heath all the way up to the wing. And number 59, Shelley Heath, playing tonight despite a shoulder injury last week against Melbourne. Gall, who we heard Ben Brown praise at quarter time for her work during the first quarter. All the way up to the wing here.
Okay. Orange, come on, over here.
2 minutes to play in this second quarter. Chaplin kept on running deep inside 50. Bannon back on the park. Dropped the mark. Parker to Garnett. Again, a hurried rush kick. Giants not out of danger yet. Smith, great hand pass. Setting up Zerhoy. Goes for a trot along the wing. O'Dowd with a bold sidestep inboard, and it might set up the Giants. Excellent link-up play. Goldsworthy linking up with a teammate. Eva on the field now as well. Gets and goes. Kicks inside 50, hoping for Evans. Bumped off the ball. Melbourne have numbers around. Evans continued to go in hard. Couldn't quite win it back cleanly. Wrapped up there is Madigan, and the Giants have a 4:50 stoppage to work with.
Well, that was the best GWS play we've seen all day. I know it didn't eventuate in a deep inside 50, but it's the most GWS-like play that we've seen from them in this game. Through the handball receives, the run and carry, not blazing away and just kicking it back to the D's defenders, who we know we've set up so well. They actually thought their way through it, used their numbers, and were able to get inside 50.
They look so dangerous when they take the game on, Rubes, and they just haven't got reward on the scoreboard yet. Fitzsimon to Taylor, bombs it to a contest on the wing. Bannon over her head. At the back is Grierson. Shares it with Ransom, gets it back. Now out wide for Pease. Kick it into the pocket. Doyle hands to it. Bumped off Hanks. Parker with the fend off. Trying to inspire her team. Centers the kick. It stays alive for Gaffney, who gives it off to Ransom. Back to Gaffney. Can they get a shot on goal, the Giants? Zerhoy trying to break free. Backwards to Gaffney. Back into the side this week. They're under all sorts of pressure, the Giants, but they've got a mark and a shot at goal through Tiny Evans.
In good hands, Ruby.
It is. 3 goals last week. We know she's a good finisher. Her and Izzy Huntington made the straight swap after last season. Tiny Evans has gone forward. She's an accurate kick. She'll do it after the siren.
Takes a couple of deep breaths, Tiny Evans. A big kick coming up for her club. Five goals in season 2024 to give her side a lift heading into half-time. And it's faded late for another minor score. So the D's at half-time lead by 22 points, 4-3-27 to the Giants. 5 behind. They've had their chances in the first half, Roots, just haven't been able to make them count.
They haven't. You know what? You go in with your shoulders a little more upright after that last 2 minutes of play that the GWS Giants were able to generate. We saw that really good passage of play on the far side wing, starting with Zerhoy, their young star, and able to get inside 50 and have a shot on goal from it, which is really promising.
First time the Giants have been goalless at half-time so far this season. They've normally been pretty good starters. That would have been such a confidence booster for them heading into half-time, if they're able to get that goal through Tani Evans. But just, as you mentioned, just glimpses in their game style towards the back end of that quarter.
Absolutely, but to be under fire for so much of that quarter and be able to generate a last gasp opportunity at the end of the quarter like that, it is a win for the GWS. They'll look it up, but there's definitely things for improvement coming into this second half.
We've been thrilled by Tyler Hanks tonight so far. She's with Bryony Dawson downstairs.
She certainly is, mate. Great first quarter. We're seeing the old Melbourne that we know and love, composed, skilled, and getting on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I think we just simplified our game plan a little bit. Last few weeks haven't really been ideal, but we've got a really young group and getting experience into them has been awesome. But to be able to compete like we have so far, it's a really good start, but there's another half to go. So.
And I guess it's about being able to pick yourself up after a couple of hard weeks as well. What does the leadership do to sort of inspire everyone to get out and give it their best every week?
Yeah, I think it's sort of setting the standard ourselves, so you can't really demand much of others until you're doing it yourself. So I think that's sort of how Kate and the rest of the leadership group have gone about it. So starting like that, and hopefully the rest can stand up like that.
You're doing pretty well yourself, mate. Good luck for the next half.
Thank you.
It's the D's holding a lead by 22 points at halftime. We'll have all the analysis on the other side of this from IKON Park.
All right, so while we wait for the commentators to come back, it is Melbourne by 22 points, putting on 2 goals in the second term. The Giants just the one behind after the siren again. You know what? The Giants aren't that bad. It's just Melbourne looked that good tonight. Melbourne's defence is just holding up really strong. The Giants finally got an option on the siren. They found a loose player, but Melbourne are pressing. They're doing every department of the game really, really well, and they certainly do look like the team that are fully in control and on top tonight. Let's have a look at the stats now. Elise Parker there. She's having a cracking game there for Melbourne, as Kate Hoare is both on 16 disposals and leading the stats on the ground. Lily Mithen next best with 12 with Tyler Hanks, both from Melbourne, from the Giants. No, from Melbourne, I should say. My gosh, I wish they'd put them in their team colours. Anyway, there we go. Let's run down the board, check out your favourite player and their stats, see how they're going, how they're polling. Welcome in, Che Herrera. Make a love shout out into the live chat. Thanks everyone for the thumbs up. Appreciate that. Hope you're all enjoying the game so far up until half time. As I said, it is a beautiful balmy night here. It's now down to about 17 or 18 degrees in Melbourne. There's no breeze. It's a perfect night for football. I'll tell you what, should be out there at the ground would be fantastic there at the moment. Just looking at the goal scorer, the only multiple goal scorer is Alyssa Bannon. She's kicked 2 there. 2 for the D's. Well, there we go. She's had 3 kicks and kicked 2 goals. Alicia Pisano and Sarah Lampard are the other single goal scorers there for Melbourne. Of course, no goal scorers for the Giants yet. Kate Hoare topping the table if you play the AFL fantasy points game. Alice Parker there next best on 48. Rhiannon Watt 44. Tyler Hanks 43. Everyone else, well, they're just below that. Disposals. See, she's pretty even this game, folks, as I was saying. Melbourne just doing it all right. That's the difference when you do it right and you don't do it 100% right, or, the Melbourne are just bringing their pressure. I think for the Giants, I think they're just starting to handball a little bit too much, and they're just starting to look a little bit fumbly. And those short hand passes, what they're doing, seems to be putting themselves under big pressure. And that's where the Melbourne defence is loving that aspect of the pressure that the Giants are putting themselves under. 137-124, Giants by 13 disposal count. Kicks all the same. This is just the handballs, the Giants. And they're not really making the most of that handball link-up. Inside 50s. Both teams getting a crack at it. 22, though, to Melbourne. 8 ahead of the Giants. 7 scoring shots for Melbourne's 22. 5 scoring shots for GWS's 14. The Giants held scoreless for the first time this quarter, this year, for kicking a goal. I'm sure we're going to see a little bit better from the Giants come this third and fourth quarter into the second half here. Disposal efficiency is lifted. It's not too bad. 71-70 from both teams. And the efficiency inside 50, well, that could lift just a tad more. Get that up to around 48% would be nice for both teams. Free kicks, well, Melbourne 16, Giants 8. Some would say one-sided affair. It'll probably level out a little bit by the match's end. Normally does. Hit-outs, Melbourne by 4. There we go. Contested possessions, uncontested. Giants a little bit more there. So all that link up they're trying to do. Pressure, pressure, pressure. And the marks. Marks inside 50. Giants 5, Melbourne 2. Let's get back down to the ground where the commentators will give their analysis of the opening half.
Their name, and they haven't beaten Melbourne since 2017, so they need a really big second half if they are to get back into this contest. Jess Webster with you alongside Collingwood star Ruby Slasher. Rubes, how have you seen the first half?
Yeah, look, I mean, you said it best. The D's are back and firing and doing what they do best as we look at the Chemist Warehouse halftime highlights. And early on, you know, we see this goal from Alyssa Bannon and we knew they were going to be up and going. And it's funny, we've spoken about the D's scoring and I guess their lack of ability of being able to do it this season compared to last season and the season before. Last season, they were number 1 within the league for scoring. This season, they've dropped to 16th, so a massive drop. And we know they've lost personnel, but they still do have some stars in here, but they've been able to chip away and look like getting back to their best tonight. And I think a lot of it has come from their mids being really good ball users. We've seen Kate Hall absolutely step up, 16 disposals. She's going at 75% disposal efficiency. Tyler Hanks, she's been crucial as well in the forward half. Lily Mithen's having a really good half of footy as well. So their ball movers have been really clean going inside forward half, but also kicking it to the advantage of the D's forwards who are being able to make the most of it.
I thought what Tyler Hanks told us at halftime is really interesting in that they just need to simplify the game plan. Sometimes when you have such a long injury list, that's just the best thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what assets you have. You've got Alyssa Bannon in the forward half, you've got her speed, so they brought it back to that. They put it to her advantage and let her get to work.
So the Giants trying to get themselves back on the winners list. Just some key messages being said at halftime. They're yet to find their first goal of the game. A big second half to come. Stay with us. We've got the third quarter coming up next.
Jessica Pearce, a BCNA ambassador, speaking to the D's a little earlier this week ahead of the Pink Lady game. Let's head downstairs to our boundary reporter, Bryony Dawson. Hello, Bryony.
Thank you very much, team. We're just going to talk through some massive ins and some massive outs for this week. If we get them up on screen now, we can talk to them for round 6 this week. The massive ins are Katie Brennan and Bree Davey, the captains, back in for their head-to-head match on Saturday. Sarah Hosking back in the team for Richmond. And a big one for Essendon fans like me. Bonnie Too Good back from the MCL injury to have her back in the side this week. And Zimmerly Farquharson is in as well. Some pretty big outs for the teams this week as well. We've got Christy Lee Weston Turner, who's just been managed this week. Orla O'Dwyer is out for Brisbane Lions with a shoulder injury. Celine Moody's out, and Montana Ham and Emma Carney out as well, which will be disappointing news for the Swans and North Melbourne as well. Back to you, T.
Thanks very much, Brian. Yeah, some big ins in particular there. Great to see Bonnie Too Good in particular, but the Pies, nice one there, Ruba.
Yes, very happy to have Big Bree Davey back.
Not the only big in too. You've got a few that have come back.
We do. Lauren Butler, she comes back in. She's had a very disruptive pre-season, so it's good to have them back. But I mean, we know how much Bree can change a game, so it's incredible to have our skipper back.
Third quarter underway. Kate Hall picking up from where she left off with a clearance. Explosive out of the middle to Heath. Dribbles the ball inside 50. Mithen tracking it, trying to get hands free. Heath will go again. Smith at the back for the Giants. On the logo, try and find a teammate on the outside. The D's have been relentless with and without the ball. And Madison Brasendale looked like a very satisfied player to see it over the chalk.
Absolutely. It's like that in the back half sometimes. You just want to get it over the line, reset, try and get your structure back into the game.
Ball back into play. A shallow throw in. It bounced past O'Dowd, picked up by Beeson to Pease, who's tackled immediately by Pisano. Rubes, where's his first goal for the Giants going to come from? Do they need to do anything differently, or is it just about persisting with what they're trying to do out there?
Well, late in that second quarter, we saw their run and carry game continue.
Kate Hoare to the top of the square through the hands of Huntington. Giants again under pressure, and it's a free kick for a throw, so another opportunity to the D's.
Just back to that point, Jess, we saw that running carry game in their handball receives. We know that's the way they want to play the game. And they picked up at the back end of that quarter. It's 47 GWS to 38 Melbourne, and it was even about halfway through that quarter. So when they're generating that ball movement and giving the hands to the players in the best position, that is when we're seeing forward half ascendancy for the Giants. It's what they're going to have to do.
So this would be a blow to the Giants. They had a shot on the halftime siren that missed. And here we are, a couple of minutes into the third to extend the margin. Goal comes in and has slotted it. The D's have their fifth.
Well, just the one goal in Georgia Gall's career, and that's her second there. As we see here, Izzy Huntington just tapped it out. I'd love to see what the free was for, but
It's called a throw.
Throw? It looked like she got a fist to it. I don't know. I'm not sure about that, because it did look like she got a fist to it and punched it out, but no, that's a throw.
All about the camera and
That's right, definitely a throw. Yeah, too bad, Izzy.
Georgia Gall's second AFLW goal, her first one coming a couple of weeks ago against Fremantle. Looks a great athlete across half forward there at 183 centimetres. The D's great presence in the forward half. A holding free kick, and Melbourne will win it out of the middle again. Hanks wastes no time. Drills it inboard, hoping for Gall again in front. Almost the Giants able to intercept. Gall, clean hands came out. Heath dribbles it forward. Bannon, dangerous in the pocket. Can she wrong foot Huntington? Yes, she can. Bends it around, and it's to the near side. She's on tonight for Alyssa Bannon.
Well, Pepper Randall was the one chasing her, who looks a little sore, hit the deck pretty hard when Alyssa Bannon changed direction with her back to goal. It was a lethal step, and we see Pepper just lose her footing and go rolling, get up a little ginger, but she looks all right as the GWS move the ball to the fat side.
And a lovely kick in from Pease to O'Dowd. New Irish recruit for GWS this year. Has some dash about her. takes off and sends it out wide for Garnett. Giants trying to get their run and carry game going. The kick in front of Parker has Kate Hoare to contend with. Shrugs the tackle but goes to ground. Gets the handball out but only as far as Tyler Hanks. He spots up a teammate beautifully and what?
The two major ball winners on the park, Elise Parker and Kate Hoare. Kate Hoare, 18 possessions. Elise Parker, the 17.
What down the line for Gillard, knocked away from her, and we'll have it tossed back in on the outer side. Melbourne by 11 points at quarter time, by 22 at half time, and they've got the first goal of the third term.
The AFLW social account earlier this year put out an interview, Ruby, with a heap of AFLW players saying, who would you want from an opposition side on your team? And the majority of them said Tyler Hanks.
That would be me as well. I am one of those voters. I think she is just incredible.
He's got the clearance, but only as far as Brasendale. He's got a fair bit of responsibility behind the footy tonight. Work it through the middle. It was Randa with a kick. Strong intercept mark, though, from Colvin. 7 marks last week against the Bombers. Brasendale was caught behind, and Bannon was in front and grasps it directly in front.
Again, Alyssa Bannon, she's been able to find her opportunities in the forward half all different ways today. She's been able to use her pace into space. She's had hit-up lead marking with Pepper Randall on her back, and that one there against the best intercept marker in the competition, Izzy Huntington, just able to hold her space and let go at the perfect timing to allow that mark and shot and goal.
She likes playing the Giants. 3 goals against the Giants in 2023. Still the 2 goals halfway through this third quarter. It drifts off to the left. It's now an even goal advantage between for Melbourne here at IKON Park.
Four inside 50s to none to start this third quarter for the D's, picking up where they left off in the first half as the Giants work it out of their back 50. Kick to a pack and it's intercepted by Fitzsimon. They've been so sound defensively, the D's, tonight. Fitzsimon can send them back inside forward 50, knocked away from Bannon. Parker is there for the Giants to Beeston, who links up with Garnett. Wobbly kick into the centre of the ground. Chaplin attacks it hard for the D's. Just got the kick away. Kick inside 50. And that is a mark to Bassano, who chips it short to Johnson. Goes back inboard. Giants defence under all sorts of pressure. Brasendale over the top. And we'll have a stoppage inside 50 for the D's.
The D's ability just to create re-entries from their defensive shape at the moment.
Davis, clean clearance out of the ruck. Pease, hoping for Parker. Pounced on, though, by Melbourne. Fitzsimon not going anywhere. Continuing to grind away here, Melbourne. Holding free kick going the way of the Giants, and Beeson takes the advantage. Kick into the middle of IKON Park. Bounce in the end, suited Mowbray. Lovely handball over the top to Eva. And a kick inside 50, hoping for Goldsworthy, but ill-directed. And Chaplin gets back to pick it off. And they have ample space on the wing here. Lampard able to skip around Zarika. Randall at the sit. Easy thump away there from Bannon, and they could be off. There's a hand pass really on the outside. It didn't quite get there in the end. Goldrick trying to meet it. As Evans for company, and Evans gave away the free kick for a hold.
It was Lily Mithen running on the outside, who would have been there for that handball received, but they decided to go inward to the corridor. Lily Mithen would have been taking a run and a bounce inside 50.
Goldrick sends it to half forward. Gets out the back, Darcy. And we're looking for Heath. Backwards to Lampard. Now to Gore, pokes it inside the arc. Mowbray taps it forward. Needs some support. It's come up the way of Pisano. Backwards to Taylor. Inboard for Campbell. And they can link up in the middle. Goldrick. Now the kick inside forward 50. Making a run at it is Darcy. Brings it to ground. Parker, beautiful spin out of trouble. Handball put Smith under pressure, and she's set upon and will have a stoppage.
Well, the Giants seem a little more flustered in the defensive half than I've seen them. They're just allowing their D's forwards a bit of time and space and not exactly finding them in D50. They need to be really on tight in these moments.
Davis with a tap to Parker, who was caught, just squeezes a kick forward. Hanks did really well, gave it to Goldrick, who pokes it into the arc. The fist came from Pease. Zrika is there for the Giants. Handballs inboard to Ransom, and they can try and link up at half-back here, the Giants.
Beeson, eyes light up. Goldsworthy a long way up from goal, and everyone running back towards goal now. Mowbray, ball has to suit here nicely. Right on her toe though was Taylor. Mowbray keeps her feet. Doesn't have a lot of support around. Was she taken high? She was. Brodie Mowbray worked really hard to get towards the teeth of goal and can have a set shot for the Giants' first major of the night.
Well, the high was definitely there. Mowbray just put the head down, had only eyes for the ball. The D's just came in a little clumsy, did well there, and what a beautiful entry from Zali Goldsworthy just to get it over the top of whopping boot, to get it that far off a couple steps to her teammate Goldside, and able to have a shot on goal here.
Injury late in 2023 meant a delayed start to 2024, played the last 2 games, hoping for a second goal of the season. It's straight, it's there, much needed major for the Giants.
Well, we spoke about some of the GWS's ball movement and when they've looked best, as we have a look at that free there, and that high definitely is there, just a little clumsy. But their ball movement to create that play through the corridor there was prime Giants ball movement. Their ability to find the free and just run in numbers through the corridor. They used up all their numbers. Everyone got a touch of the footy, and then for Goldsworthy to kick to advantage. Perfect play.
Ree Watt from the D's has been good enough to join us downstairs. Ree, besides that goal, you must be really pleased with what your team has been able to put out on the park so far tonight.
Yeah, g'day guys. Happy Thursday. I feel like it's that time, when you hit Christmas and New Year and you don't know what day it is, but happy Thursday. All action's happening down here on the boundary line. Yeah, a bit of a bugger about that goal, but super happy with the effort the girls are putting in tonight. It's just unreal.
How pleased are you, Ree, in particular at the contest in particular, because you're right up on contested possession at the moment?
Oh, yeah, the likes of Hanksy and Cato, and he's doing a stellar job in there. Couldn't be more happy. We feel like we're just first to the ball and giving energy and just, really trying to support each other.
Brett, you might steal Bryony's job as the boundary rider tonight. You're doing that good, mate. You sound like you just want to stay and have a chat. Tell us what was the message from Mick at quarter time, because it felt like you guys kind of put the foot on the throat in that second quarter.
Yeah, we just want to come out here and play our footy. We've copped a bit of a knock injury-wise, but, we still wear the same coloured jumper when we come out here and play, and we're still the Ds, and we have a brand of footy that we want to come out here and represent, and it's all about executing that tonight, and the girls are just doing a cracking job.
Well, Ree, we'd love to chat to you forever, but we must let you get back out onto the field. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, I better get back out there. Thanks so much, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks to Ree downstairs. It's a free kick for holding the ball.
Pretty cruisy operator.
Oh,
Yeah, love that. How are you out there on the field, Roots? Do you do you get, sort of stay focused, or are you a bit kind of relaxed?
I'm pretty relaxed. If I'm relaxed, I'm playing my best footy, I reckon, if I've got a little smile on my face.
The scoreboard always helps as well.
Well, that's it, which has been a struggle this year, but hey, we'll get there. We will get there.
So a tumbling kick down the line, a ball to be won here on the wing. Pease gets there first for the Giants. To Gaffney. Just got the handball away back to Pease, who's tackled to the turf.
It's good to hear mixed in here just remind the players we're still Melbourne. We still have our identity, and that's sometimes all we need to hear as a player is, a few bad games. It doesn't mean that we've lost that identity and what makes us a great team.
What's some of the messaging that's been said in the Collingwood camp? Because you're going through the exact same thing as the Ds with a mountain of an injury list.
Yeah, well, I think it's a bit different for us because we've got a new coach and a completely new system. So for us, it's about trying to implement our system for longer than just a couple of quarters, and that's something that it's a really exciting opportunity as well. I think for the Ds, that they're trying to find their way back to a system that won them a flag. For us, we're developing an entire new system, which is so exciting for us.
So So a great tackle by Goldsworthy. Pumps the Giants back into attack. They've kicked the last goal of the game. Pressing here for a second, but Gillard, on the last line defence, shares it with Lampard. Kick into the path of Wotherspoon. There's Pease for company. Gets there first, but it's tackled by the youngster. Forces the ball up.
Giants just starting to win a little bit more on that post-clearance contest at the moment. Got the D's on the outside a little bit. They've got a free kick.
Giants are good at staying outside and keeping their depth, not committing too many numbers to the ball so they can then use that handball.
Long kick from Bradfield to a pack. At the back, Mowbray read it superbly, snaps it and goals it. 2 goals for Brodie Mowbray.
It was just well done by Brodie Mowbray. 2 goals in a few minutes, but her ability to just stay on the ground. We see a big pack here. A few too many Ds committing to the aerial contest where Mowbray just stayed on the ground and her D's opponent, Sinead Goldrick, just gave her a little too much leg rope at the back of the stoppage. If everyone's flying, you need to stay down as that defender, and Sinead Goldrick just got caught in 2 minds there of whether to go or stay with her opponent.
Well, the Giants needed a spark in the second half, and it's come the way of Brodie Mowbray, who spent the first few weeks of the season out on her comeback from an ACL injury, back into the side the last couple of weeks, and she's kicked the last 2 goals of the game to get the Giants back to within 18 points. Game on here at IKON Park. O'Dowd wins the footy in the middle, looking for goals where they didn't get a kind bounce, has to go back in and tackle Ree-Watt to the ground. But they've lifted here, the Giants.
They have lifted a couple of goals from Mowbray and a few good passages of plays. It's really, I guess, infectious when you start playing football where everyone gets a touch of the footy and you start to bring your teammates into it. It is an infectious thing that everyone jumps on board.
Here they go again. Beeson to half forward. That's a lovely mark taken by Goldrick.
Goldrick calls for calm. Up against it at the moment, Melbourne. Giants with their tails up. $18-point lead for the D's. They took the first 5 goals of the game, but Mowbray with 2 late in this third quarter. Still 3 minutes left. Holding free kick against Beeson, going the way of Kate Hoare, who's played a monster game. Disposal number 20 coming up for the captain. Towards half forward. Huntington. Colossal intercept mark.
Beautiful body there. She's been incredible.
To Beeson. Grierson kept on running. Frees up Goldsworthy. Swings it wide, and it was a good decision to go to Gaffney. Giants build from the back again. Mowbray again trying to read the ball off the pack. On hands and knees. Spills by to Garnett. He's got some space. As Zarika short, she's corralled over the line with 2.5 left in the third.
I feel an element the Giants are just slipping on in their game is the contested marking. There's been opportunities inside 50 and just outside of their forward 50 as well, where they've had one-on-one contests. Their forwards have had front position and they just haven't quite been able to finish off, although they have had first touch of the footy. Just a little thing that could really sharpen up their game.
Beeson to Pease. Oh, great tackle by Kate Hoare in the middle of the ground and is rewarded. The star she is. You mentioned she loves playing against the Giants. Career best 23 disposals last time they played, and she's on her way to breaking that tonight. Beeson. Tumbling kick straight to Kate Hoare, who was caught high. Melbourne kicked the first 5 goals of the game. The Giants had the last 2. As we into the last 90 seconds of the third quarter, a goal here either way would make things very interesting. Bannon takes the contest. At the back is Grierson. Gaffney has turned it over. Pisano. Goldsworthy has a go. Goes back in again. Tries to fend off Pisano. 2 of the young guns going at it. Down the line of Garnett, who can't keep it alive.
Just we get hands to it, Georgia Garnett, before it went over the line. There is Kate Hoare, #1 ranked player on the ground. 22 touches, 10 clearances already, 15 contested possessions. A big night for Kate Hall, but she knows that the job is not done yet.
She's working hard.
Big boundary throw in here. Beeson came through, but at another clearance to Hawes stat sheet. Inside 50 she goes. Big pack. Bannon. Off hands to Johnson. To Wotherspoon. Can she gather cleanly? Giants defence arrives now. Wotherspoon still working hard. Smith applying the tackle. Umpire's a good look. Hayes holding the ball. Free kick to GWS. Lily Mifflin flabbergasted.
The Giants pretty lucky to get away with that one. The D's were goal side. They looked certain for a goal with that handball over the top, but just a couple fumbles played into their hands there.
Easton kicks out wide. Eva with some space. Snaps around the corner. Doyle will hope to run onto this, but the D's pressure. Relentless. The Giants will come up with it. O'Dowd. They've made it to half forward, the Giants. Brasendale kick into the pocket has found Evans in space. And we'll have another shot on the siren.
Well, I think it'll probably be just about on her threshold.
She's a huge kick of the footy, Tani Evans. Had a shot on the siren at halftime. Relatively simple shot and missed.
She's going to have to kick it from probably just outside 45.
To make it a 2-goal game at three-quarter time. Tani Evans didn't quite get all of it. It's going to drop short. And it will be no score. So that'll do us to three-quarter time. It is the D's by 18 points. 5-5-35 leads GWS 2-5-17.
Let's check the best oh what a feeling moment with thanks to Toyota. And oh when the Giants needed to get back in the game, Brodie Mowbray delivered. Won a free kick for a high tackle, converted the set shot and shrewdly put that one through off the pack, kicked 2 goals in a row and just gives the Giants some hope at IKON Park as we turn for home. At three-quarter time, it's Melbourne by 18 points, 5-5-35 to the Giants 2-5-17. Ben Waterworth with you alongside Jess Webster and the 2-time All-Australian Ruby Slisher. And we heard at halftime, Ruby, Tyler Hanks was speaking with Bryony Dawson about how Melbourne's leaders really needed to stand up in this game today. And Kate Hall has personified that mantra. She is playing a mighty game for her club.
Absolutely. We see her stats there, 23 disposals, equal career highest, so she is sure to make a new career best in this final quarter. 10 clearances, 15 contested possessions, and the highest ranked player on the ground at the moment. She's had a shot at goal, which was a behind. She has just been an absolute star.
And you'd almost want 2 of her as well, because you want one inside 50 and one in the midfield. Let's have a listen in to what Giants coach Cam Bernasconi had to say to his side.
All right, from our perimeter players, done a fantastic job structuring, getting that rotate back to give us a +1. Continue to do that. Wings and perimeter, get back to help, and then it's Orange Tsunami, we get after them. On the flip side of that, our forwards are just going to come a little bit higher, all our forwards, and then on the foot race on the way back, I reckon they're cooked. They look tired. If we can win it on the inside, take the ball off the line, or a little pop handball, then take territory, good luck to them.
Well, some fighting words there from Coach Cam Bernasconi. Rubes, they look cooked, and let's bring the Orange Tsunami.
The Orange Tsunami, it's a pretty perfect way to describe the way they were able to get those scores, the numbers they run through the corridor with. It's when they look their best, and he's just begging his team for a few more efforts of it.
They have been great fourth quarter team, the Giants, in recent weeks. I didn't say that quite as eloquently as I would have liked, but they finish off games really well in the last few weeks.
Well, even you hear from Camden, he's clearly backing in the fitness of his group. He's saying, let's run them off our legs. Let's continue with these efforts, continue playing the way we want to play. If we stay steadfast in that, we're going to create opportunities for ourselves.
It's Melbourne with the first clearance through Hanks, but Grierson, Huntington rather, is there, and they link up at halfback. Beeson kicks that wide for Garnett, who has to battle Gillard. Gets out the back. Garnett can just gather it cleanly. She couldn't. Zrika comes in to lend a hand. Back to Beeson. They kept it alive and done this well. Kick up towards half forward to a contest. Goldrick against Eva. They both got hands to it, and the mark is going to be paid to Goldrick.
Eva had a good look at that footy as well. Got a lot of hands on the ball, but Goldrick with the intercept here at IKON Park. A beautiful night for footy. It's turning in to a contest that could go down to the wire if the Giants get their game going. 18-point lead for the D's with the Giants for the last 2 goals of the game. And with ample confidence, they can run over the D's. O'Dowd v. Watt. Watt's had a big game. It's a 5th clearance of the night. Huntington able to intercept. Try to go forward via hand. Went back and got it again for a second touch. Melbourne arrived first through Reed Watt as we head down to Bryony Dawson.
Thanks, team. Just at three-quarter time there, mixed in it very clear in his messaging. Do not take your foot off the gas yet. We have not won this. They just thought they'd been a little bit flat-footed around the stoppages and a little bit reactive. So he wants them to get on their toes and move the ball.
Kate Hall bursting away. The kick just didn't quite have the carry, and the Giants can try and reload from their back half. Mowbray kick the Giants 2 goals in that third quarter. He's brought them back in it. Down the line, Evans. Garnett is broken free at half forward. They send it up in the O'Dowd direction. The fist came from Heath. Eva just can't quite keep it alive. We'll have a toss back in at half forward.
GWS been able to move the ball really cleanly out of their defensive half. They've been so good in just finding an easy mark outside of their defence and making sure it's a nice slow play, allowing their numbers to get forward, catch up, and then after that, generating that run from behind.
Just haven't quite found their forward connection so far tonight. 2 goals, 5 their return. Hanks. He's been one of Melbourne's best tonight. Shares it with Lampard. Hooks the kick around the corner to a one-on-one at half forward. Randall against Bannon. Bannon goes in again. Is tackled immediately by Smith. Ball spills loose. Randall, massive tackle from Gall. And now tensions are rising.
Trust Pepper Randall to be at the bottom of it. If there's one player in the comp who you can absolutely swear is going to be there, it's Pepper Randall.
She's just behind the stoppage. Looks like Smith has got the matchup on Bannon. Hall was brought to ground. That's an interesting tackle. I reckon a dangerous tackle from Beeson.
Definitely looked like the head hit the ground.
Yeah.
We'll have to check out a replay. And Kate Hall a little bit dusty getting up. But as she does, she'll soldier on as we look at the replay here.
So I think the call was for high contact. But yeah.
See her head hit the ground there. I'm sure they'll look at it.
So the D's get the ball inside 50. Parker was taken high. So the free kick will come back to the four-time Giants best and fairest. O'Dowd wastes no time. Sweeps it over the top to Evans. Not a lot forward to the ball. Has to get boot to the ball. Melbourne arrive first. Colvin kicks it high. Not quite. It was the 15 in the end. Beeson didn't think it was 15. Played on immediately. Evans sweeps it out wide to O'Dowd. Here comes the tsunami. Goldsworthy trying to run onto the ball. Big bump by Mowbray. What a win that was from Mowbray. Eva gets free. Gets boot to ball and only gets it behind.
You can see the desperation by GWS just trying to keep the ball moving forward. It doesn't have to be pretty. It can just be a boot or a handball into space. They just trust that they've got a teammate next to them that's going to run onto the ball and continue that ball moving forward. And Alicia Eva almost got onto that one. We know how experienced she is. She'll be flat that she didn't make the most of that opportunity.
Chatham with a big kick in to a pack. O'Dowd sees it over. Melbourne by 11 points at quarter time. 22 at half time. They kicked the first 5 goals of the game. And the Giants have hit back with the last 2.
You see the handball receives, the way they've been able to get their way back into the game. We spoke about how important it is. The D's beat them in that area. GWS are the number 1 team for handball receives, but they've been able to get it back on their terms this last 3 quarters. It's just other elements of the game they need to work at to also get on their terms.
Bradfield and Beeson, but has turned it over. Taylor hooks the kick around the corner, a bouncing footy down the line, intercepted by Smith, who bangs the Giants back into attack. Mowbray didn't quite get there in time. Still a ball to be won here. Poor. Zrika came flying past, couldn't take it with her. Beeson, stolen, gives it to Zrika. Outside of the boot, can they get a mark? They have, through Sirhoy. The 19-year-old first-year player can line up to potentially get them back to within 11 points.
Well, she's had opportunities to get her first AFLW goal. I think she's had 3 behinds in her career, but yet to record a major. She lines up here.
Big kick coming up for the young gun, and it's hasn't quite got the journey in the end, and eventually is tapped through by the first gamer in Madigan.
I do feel the Giants have amped up their pressure. They want to keep the ball in their forward half. It's where they're going to get the opportunities. They've got a few points they need to make up. They cannot allow D's to go coast to coast.
Had the territory dominance in this 4th quarter, the Giants. Huge pack. Lots of hands to that footy. Comes to Wotherspoon. Heath's kick was smothered off the boot. Or was it? It wasn't, so it's out of bounds on the full. I heard a lot of hands in there off the boot, but in the end it will be a Giants ball. Brasendale done a lot of work behind the footy tonight. Kicks it towards the top of the arc. Davis went up high. Heath immediately got hands free to Mithen. Wotherspoon back to Heath. Gets free. And now the Demons can create some drive from their defensive half. Darcy, the ball was just wide of her. Has Huntington on her tail. Great tackle from Huntington. Rewarded with holding the ball. Another big game for the forward come defender. Although she might have turned it over. Into the middle it goes. Big win by the D's. It was Johnson who got it to Fitzsimon. Hoping for Goldrick. Garnett arrives at the right time, and Eva is off for the Giants.
Aggressive kick into the middle finds Beeson right in the middle of Icon Park. 16 points the margin the way of the D's. Beeson directs her kick to half forward, looking for Gaffney. Had to turn spoiler, rode beautifully by Bradfield. Has a look at goal, sends it to full forward. Chaplin is there to save the day for the D's.
She's been so good, Chaplin. 13 disposals, 100% disposal efficiency. So her use out of the back half has been beautiful today and really set the D's up.
Having an outstanding season. There's a push in the contest, and it's going to be a GWS free kick to Sirhoy. A lot of numbers inside forward 50. We'll look to just kick laterally. A smart kick in the end to Beeson, but still outside her range. Now kick it to a dangerous position at the top of the square. Lurking is Goldsworthy, can't break free. Goldrick was held and she'll get a free kick.
Well, the D's defenders have obviously been told, take back position in D50. Do not let a Giant goal side of you. Just squeeze them up. The entries are going shallow, so if they can own that back position, they can come forward and pressure the entries.
Wotherspoon went up, got hands to the ball, then followed up at ground level. And by Hobbers, just under 7.5 to play. These two teams haven't won since week 1, respectively. Miffin tracking it. All plenty off her, but Beeson has played a ripper game, particularly in this fourth quarter. Comes to Doyle on the left. And another intercept mark. Took the kick long from Doyle and was chopped off by Chaplin, who has taken her 5th intercept mark tonight. Huntington at one end, Chaplin at the other. Parker, big, don't argue on Hanks. Back to Grierson. Up goes Eva. Decisive fist away there from the debutante. Big moment there for Delaney Madigan. 6.5 to play. There's your leading ball winners, and Beeson with a game high 28, the Giants skipper.
And Kate Hall beating her career best disposals with 26. Was 23 before tonight. So she's able to beat that, and she's adding to it.
Ball back into play. Good footy to be won here in the middle. Gaffney swoops on a tackle by Fitzsimon, holding the ball. Time is now the enemy of the Giants. Fitzsimon looking for options up ahead. Search and kick to half forward. Looking for Gord. Couldn't complete the mark. Well done again, Huntington in the contest. Ball's locked up at half forward for the D's.
The D's just looking to keep the ball skinny. Smart by them this state of the game. GWS have had a lot of ball in their forward half, so once they've gained possession, just keep it skinny, kick it to their numbers. Don't allow it to go to the fat side where GWS can possibly turn it over and get their numbers running.
Free kick to Ree Watt in the marking contest. Just over 5 minutes to go in this last quarter. We'll bomb it long to a pack inside forward 50. Grierson close to the line, and it's over and out.
Horsing it over the line. Big smile from her. At the 3 AFLW best and fairest votes the last time these two sides met. I reckon she'll be among the votes tonight.
Former teammate Jazz Grierson that bumped over the line. Cheeky smile at each other.
Heath. Fitzsimon. Back to Heath. Giants pressure arrives. High kick, not the 15 metres. Spills hit at Gaffney. Everything now has to go right for the Giants. Ball in good hands with Huntington. Hugs the line, but it's a great kick. Doyle just fumbled it over the line. So a boundary throw in with just under 4.5 to play. No side with a goal to their name in this quarter. The Giants have added 2 behinds. The D's are yet to score. Big arm wrestle in this fourth term. Well won by Watt. Handball missed the target. And Pease can set up the Giants. Kicks towards space. Goldrick and Garnett. Goldrick met it first. Ball didn't suit for her, but she did well in the second attempt. Wins it back. Kicks inside 50. Randall and Bannon. Bannon can't keep it in. Randall sees the safety of the boundary line. The time is starting to become a big issue for the Giants.
Randall's grown into this matchup with Alyssa Bannon as the game's gone on. We saw Bannon with those 2 goals in the first quarter. Pepper Randall's just been able to chip away and make it a really good contest this last 3 quarters.
What no doubt in ruck. He's holding things up against Fitzsimon. And Melbourne will be happy to waste a bit of time off the clock. 3 minutes to go now in the final quarter. Parker to Zrika. Sweeping hair pass over the head of Brazendale, and now has some work to do. Gives it back to Parker. Short down the line to O'Dowd. Move it further afield to Garnett. They need to go more direct than this, the Giants. Inboard to Parker, back to Garnett. Will now wind up and send it long. Into the arc, Mowbray over her head. Goldsworthy out the back to keep the Giants alive. It's rolling towards goal. Is there a pulse?
Well, you said it, Jess. They need to go more direct than that, and that they did. It was a beautiful handball receive, something we've seen a lot of from the Giants tonight. The ball just carried over, and I mean, we've spoken about Zali Goldsworthy and how important she is to this Giants outfit, and how her ability to just flick it on the boot, like as good as anyone in the competition, really, any forward in the competition, and to be able to find the goals, really impressive youngster.
Her 10th goal of this AFLW season so far. At 3/4 time, Cam Bernasconi made an effort to pull Zali Goldsworthy aside, had a good 1-minute conversation with her. He knows how important she is to the Giants' chances of winning this game. She comes up in a big moment there with the goal. 10-point ball game, 2.5 minutes to play. Goldsworthy, one-on-one here in the middle. Parker emerges with it but can't find the clean hand pass away. Fitzsimon inside 50. Ball to the back. Bannon has been the danger all night. Can't get boot to ball. Hoare is there as well. Bannon applies the pressure. Randall desperately gets the hand pass away. Pease linking up via hand. The Giants move the ball off half-back. Bounce important here for O'Dowd. Didn't get a clean one. Niffen was the target inboard. She gets it back, almost exhausted, trying to get a hand pass away. Sirhoy, Brazendale, tired bodies, tired hands, desperate times. Ball up on the outer side. Crowd comes to life on a Thursday night. Midweek footy at its best at IKON Park.
And it's Maeve Chaplin over the top roof. She's been enormous.
She has been absolutely massive for the D's.
They scrap for it on the outer side. Goldsworthy in there, trying to extract it. It's pinballing around. Campbell to Lampard, had a fumble, goes in again. Tackled.
Keeping the ball in stoppage and in the contest is a win for the D's in this. Under a minute and a half to go. This is where they have to keep the ball.
Parker spun out of trouble. Gave it off to Pease. Under pressure with the kick. And Wotherspoon underneath it. They've been battling all year, the D's, with a long injury list. They haven't won since round 1, and they might just hang on here. Bannon spun in a tackle by Randall, and the umpire calls for it. Less than a minute to go, the D's by 10 points.
D's fans in full voice on that outer side. He sensed the opportunity. Beeson applies the tackle. Talked about Kate Hoare's game, but Parker and Beeson, the reliable duo on the ball for the Giants. 29 and 28 disposals respectively.
But Beeson getting back to her best.
A couple of tough years with injury. Hoare, quick hands. Blink and you would have missed it. Fitzsimon bounces it through for the sweetest of goals for the Demons.
We see how much that means to skipper Kate Hoare. She's the one who set up that goal there, as we see the quick kick out of stoppage by Tyler Hanks. And look at these hands by Kate Hoare. Her ability to collect the ball with composure, even with pressure around her. Just just a little step offline to create distance and a beautiful finish. No one in the goal square. Ball was just able to dribble through. Well done to Fitzsimon to be able to put it through and solidify the win.
Fitzsimon with the seal up for the D's. 12 disposals, 4 inside 50s, and the winning goal to her name thanks to Kate Hoare and her brilliant work inside 50 to set it all up. Hanks in the middle, ran straight into Beeson, who's trying to hard out for the Giants. Final 17 seconds here. The D's shot out of the blocks. They kicked the first 5 goals of the game. The Giants came back hard. But Melbourne, after 4 consecutive losses, will finally get back on the winners list in a season that's been riddled with injury. They debuted 2 new players tonight. They've been up against it. There is nothing sweeter than victory for the D's.
It's a grand old flag, it's a high-flying flag, it's the emblem for the AFLW. It's the emblem of the team we love, the team of the red and the blue. Every heart beats true for the red and the blue, and we sing this song to you. Through all the phantoms speed, keep your eye on the red and the blue.
The D's by 16 points. The game kicked off in style with a couple of ripping goals to Alyssa Bannon and Alicia Pisano in the opening quarter from the top shelf. The D's kicked the first 5 goals of the game, 2 in a row to Brody Mowbray, gave them a sniffer at 3-quarter time. They trailed by 18 points. They got to within 10 points with a late Zali Goldsworthy goal, but the sealer came from Megan Fitzsimon, set up beautifully by their inspirational skipper, Kate Hoare, who had a career best night, 27 disposals, the best for her, 12 clearances, 18 contested possessions, 5 tackles, 6 inside 50s, 4 score involvements. That is the definition of Ruby Slasher, stuffing a stat sheet.
Well, for a girl who loves a goal, that was the only thing she was missing. 0 goals won, which she'll be spilled with, but she honestly did it all, including that last play there, which ended up in the Fitzsimon goal. But she is such an important player for this D's outfit. She's their leader. She does it so well. The way she's taken over this Melbourne side from Daisy Pearce, and she as a player has just completely grown with the captaincy as well. It's been so exciting to watch. But it's a big win for the D's. They got back to their best as we see here their wins. The Giants' last win came in 2017 against Melbourne, the inaugural year, by 5 points. It's been all the D's ever since, but you see the elation on the faces of the players there in Pisano. The horns are up.
Lovely scenes out in the middle of IKON Park. No surprises, our Harvey Norman player of the match is Kate Hoare, and she's downstairs with Ronnie Johnson.
A massive congratulations to you, Kate Hoare. You are the Harvey Norman player of the match. You've got a $500 Harvey Norman gift card. Congratulations.
Oh, wow, thank you. Thanks, Harvey Norman. Appreciate that.
What are you going to get with that, mate? Do you need a new fridge, some white goods, a new couch?
Jeez, I don't know. Having a new TV or something? I don't know. Is that going to be enough money for it?
3 years. Mate, an absolute ripper game. It must be nice to be back on the winning side.
Oh, so good, yeah. Just honestly, just so proud of the girls. We've faced a fair bit of adversity the last few weeks. A fair few troops down there along the sidelines over there cheering us on. But yeah, just so proud of some of our younger girls, our inexperienced players. We're getting games into them and they're showing up. They're competing so well. So for them to be able to enjoy a win, yeah, I'm just stoked for them.
And you're finding some pretty good form yourself, mate. You got over 20. I didn't count in the last couple of minutes. I'm sure you got another 10, but over 26 possessions, 12 clearances and 5 tackles. You're really loving your footy at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's just such a good group to be a part of, led by our head coach Mick. I just love playing for this team, love playing for these girls, and yeah, I'll just do my part.
And he said at 3-quarter time, do not take your foot off the gas here. We have not won this. What do you take into that last quarter with that sort of messaging?
Oh, well, we've learned from a few games in the past, like Freo, for example. We started really well, but weren't able to keep that consistent effort for 4 quarters. I think when you're playing AFLW, every team can beat you on any given day, so you've really got to put the foot
Put the foot down, mate. Put the foot down.
Sorry, I'm absolutely gassed. That's the same. Thanks for helping me out.
Awesome, mate. Well done tonight. I'm going to let you get over with the team and sing the song.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Bryony, and thanks to Kate in particular. She said last year that she, in her first year of captaincy, it almost felt like imposter syndrome, but she's clearly grown into the role, and she's not only thriving on the field as well, but she has the respect of the Melbourne playing group. There's the Giants. It's their next 4 games. Bryony at the start of the broadcast talked about the tough run that's coming out for the GWS Giants, the 4-day breaks. But for the first time since week 1, the sweet sound of victory for these Melbourne Demons at IKON Park. Enjoy this.
You testified that it was a sure thing. So care to
All right, there we go. Melbourne. They fell in 6-5-41 to the Giants 3-7-25. I tell you what, they nearly made a miracle comeback, the Giants. They actually won the second half. Didn't get to see, did Tyler Kicks get 15 disposals? Let's just have a look. Let me just try to find it. Not Tyler Hanks. You mean Tyler Hanks? If it was Tyler Hanks, she got 19 disposals, 13 kicks, 6 handballs, 7 tackles. I think that's who you mean. That's the one. There we go. So, yeah, fourth most on the ground there. So she did fantastic. 19 disposals. You won your bet? Good stuff. Good to see. Winner, chicken dinner. Good to see. I tell you what, the other girls are pretty good players too. Elise Parker, Rebecca Breeson, Katie Hoare, Tyler Hanks, 19. There was a few there that had some good stats. Shelley Heath, Madison, Brazendale, all up there on 18. All did pretty well. But that was the game. Anything? You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks, Joe Blow. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good to see you in here. Don't forget, folks, tomorrow night we've got the next match coming up. And of course, that will be 7:40 Melbourne time. We'll be going live for that one. Adelaide taking on St Kilda. Adelaide going into that game as short favourites, as expected at 110. St Kilda 650. Yeah, I got Kate Taylor and me to get 15 disposals. Well done. You had a few in hand, so that's great. I tell you what, it's good to be on a winner. I think you can nearly have some easy winners over the next few games. Definitely Adelaide, Kangaroos, Richmond, West Coast are going pretty good too. They're favourites. The Lions, they are your Saturday games and your Friday night games. But Friday night and Saturday games, I think Adelaide will win, Kangaroos will win, Richmond will win. Eagles should win at home, and the Brisbane Lions will win. But yeah, we've got Brody KM back. Good stuff. Hey Noel, how you going? Welcome in. Thanks Icy for dropping in there. I know you're in the BG, and thanks Tina, my manager, the most guapa. Thanks for coming in there. Thanks Ryan. But that is about all we've got for this one. So we're going to wrap this one up. And of course, we'll catch everyone tomorrow evening. As I said, the game tomorrow night is 7:45 Melbourne time. But we always go 5 minutes prior to the bounce of the ball. So 7:40 Melbourne time, we will be live for that game, where I'd expect Adelaide to win. Let me just have a look and see. Let me just reload this and see if the ladder kicked on. No, the ladder hasn't updated yet. Oh no, yes it has. Melbourne won, didn't they? Melbourne won. There we go. So after Melbourne's victory tonight, they go up to 13th. Played 6, 2 wins now, 4 losses. only a game outside of the 8, but a really low percentage. That's as good as 2 games. And of course, the Giants losing tonight, well, that's probably as good as season just about done and dust, I think, unless they pretty much win every game on the run home, which could be hard to see. As I said, the teams tomorrow, Kangaroos are going to win. Well, this could be an interesting game. St Kilda, Essendon. Who's going to get that 8th spot? St Kilda and Essendon. You would expect Adelaide to beat St Kilda, so that could leave the door open for Essendon. And Essendon play the Gold Coast Suns on the Gold Coast on a Sunday, so that could be a very interesting game, that one, folks. That could be very, very interesting. Maybe Essendon can leapfrog into 8, or can Port Adelaide leapfrog into 8th if they beat West Coast Eagles. I think the rest I think their percentage for the rest are just a little bit too low to leapfrog this week. But nonetheless, we've got a bunch of great games coming up your way over the next 2 to 3 days. So I hope you can join with us. And I did want to check in with that poll we had tonight. And of course, we got that right. We got 76% of the folks in the live chat tip Melbourne to win tonight's game. So well done, everyone in the chat. We got it right tonight. Well done. Well done. Well done. You know what? And I'm sure tomorrow night we should be up around 90% getting it right, because I'm tipping Adelaide. Adelaide are a pretty good side in this competition. So we've got some good teams playing over the next 2 to 3 days. So come along, join us, and listen in and watch along with us if you've got KO to these great AFLW matches here on board. All right, folks, that's all I've got for this one. So until next time, ciao for now. We'll see you on the next game. Bye, folks.